one of the worst things I ever seen was on a Philippine battlefield, and an 18-year-old laying bleeding and crying for his mother. That's one of the most pitiful sights I ever seen. We was playing touch football at Camp Shelby out behind the mess hall, and somebody come out there and said the Japs had bombed Pearl Harbor, and we didn't think much of it, but we went to the tent pretty soon after that, and that was all that was on radio then, was Japs bombed Pearl Harbor.
What was that like for you to hear that your country had been attacked?
Oh, I thought, well, it's not what, we don't know much about it, Let's wait till and see. So our company had one latrine, one building for everything. And about 6 o'clock that night, I decided I'd go up and take a shower, but that latrine is on the company street, see, and when I went up there where the buglers were out, and they was fixing to blow retreat, that's to send everybody back that was out, and so I didn't take a shower, and orders come down that we had to, see, we was in tents. Had to tear them tents down and store them and put us on a truck. And the next morning at daylight, we was at Gulfport, Mississippi on guard duty. And people would come by in their car and stop, get out and salute, get back in their car and go on. We was guarding bridges and stuff like that. I saw combat on Rendova, New Georgia, Vella Lavella, and Bougainville. I didn't fight on Guadalcanal. I was there after it was secured.
What was the closest you got to a Japanese soldier in combat during a firefight?
The closest I got to one? I hadn't thought of it that way. I've killed. I remember killing one that was about 50 yards from me, and well, I've never. Well, at Hill 700 on Bougainville, while we got in grenade distance of each other. I mean, we're throwing grenades at them, and they're throwing grenades at us.
What happened to that one Japanese soldier? What was that incident, the one that was 50 yards away from you?
Well, we'd been dug in on a ridge, and that morning, we began to get up out of our holes and stretch a little bit, And I seen a bunch of bushes down in front of me, and I seen this Jap slip in behind it, And so I just picked my rifle up and I put 2 shots through that bunch of bushes. And a buddy of mine, Jesse Watson, he is from North Carolina. He's a turkey hunter. He said, "Boy, what are you shooting at?" I said, "Japs, what are we shooting at up here?" He said, "There ain't no Japs down there." And I said, "Go look." And he went down there. And he said, "Yeah, boy," it said, "he's still warm," he says. I says, "Well, look and see if he don't have a bullet through him." Yeah, he said, yeah, he's got one through his belly. I said, well, look up above. And he said he had one under his chin. So I'd put both of my shots through him. And, of course, we left him there. On New Georgia, we had I forget that guy's name now, but we were out in this bunch of bushes, and the Japs were on a hill up above us, and it been raining and all, and this boy had a bar gun, and he kept. This meant quiet, and we gathered around, and the Japs were moving closer together, and we seen that they had a pot, and finally Barfield, he kept saying, be quiet, and he, I guess, knew that they were going to eventually move to that pot, and they had canned heat, Japs had, and they going to cook some rice there. And he was laying on that bar gun, and he kept everybody quiet. And after he got them all close enough, he just raised up on it and pulled the trigger, blew half a dozen Japs out, and all that one lick. He really done a good job on it.
Did it ever come to hand-to-hand combat in your area?
Yeah, at Hill 700, we had some hand-in-hand. We had a boy by the name of Zabosky. He was a strong boy, and I seen him. He had his bayonet on his gun, and this Jap grabbed that bayonet, and he throwed him over him, all the way over him, and he hit the ground behind him, and a guy with a .45 pistol shot him. Let me tell you a story about that maggots. I had some mechanics in my platoon, and we run into a Jap truck that they had discarded, and a vehicle that the Japs done away with. They put leaves in the gas tank. So these boys of mine, they took that gas tank off and got them leaves out of it, and got some gas down at the kitchen, and we're going down the road with it. And I don't know if you know, we covered every operation with dropped leaflets, surrender leaflets. You know that?
No.
You didn't know that?
No, I did not.
Well, yeah, I thought we did it on every operation. But anyway, we're going down this road, and up on the bank is this Jap, he's waving one of them surrender leaflets. So we turn around and go back and pick him up and take him up to the kitchen. That's where we were located. And he was wounded, and he had maggots under his arms, between his legs and all. And the medics cleaned him up. He wanted to smoke. We gave him a cigarette, and we fed him and all. And it got late in the afternoon, and the company commander says to me, he said, Boyd said, you guys guard it, your platoon guard him tonight. Y'all caught him. I thought, shit. And so there's a building, an airfield around there close, and one of them long trucks that haul that tarmac stuff that they lay down to run on come along, and he had one of them iron boxes behind his cab. And we knew that not far away was a stockade. So we stopped him and asked him to take this prisoner down there for us. And he said, no, I'm afraid I'll run out of gas. He said, we said, we'll get you some gas. So we went to the kitchen and got some more gas. And give it to him, and we cleaned him up, and we had a interpreter, and this interpreter explained to him what was going to happen, and told him, now, if you do what you're told to do, you'll be free back home and all. And so we put him in that box, and he left waving. But he had maggots. There was thousands on him, I believe.
How bad were his wounds?
Well, it wasn't too bad. He said his commander told him that he couldn't keep up with them as fast as they were going, and gave him that leaflet and told him to come to our lines and surrender. That's the only one I ever seen surrender.